Alexander.
John's right that after repeated election defeats in the early 1990s, when Tony Blair became the leader of the Labour Party, a decision was made to say we are going to try and change our relationship with the media because there had been such huge bias against the Labour Party that had done huge damage to the Labour Party for many, many years. But I think, as in many other things, politicians have been behind the public on this, and I think it is a time when politicians need to show humility. Because the truth is, the Sun endorsed the Conservative Party at the last election, and Britain decided not to give a majority to David Cameron. And I actually think there were times when we were in government where we overestimated the power of the press, and frankly we underestimated the common sense of the British people. One of the reasons that Murdoch has been so powerful, but also we've seen some of the practices that have taken hold in the news of the world, is because newspapers are declining as a sector of the media in British society. And with the rise of Twitter, the rise of Facebook, the rise of a whole range of different new media, I actually think there is a very different future for the relationship between politicians and the press. But frankly, for some of the reasons that John has explained, I don't think the public can look to any politician to sort this problem out on their own, which is why I think there does need to be a judicial-led inquiry which looks at the ethics and practices not just of one newspaper or one newspaper organisation, but actually the custom and practice right across the British media.
But just coming to the Labour Party, you've clearly burnt your boats with News International, Ed Miliband with what he said in the House of Commons yesterday. But then you suddenly say, but anyway, it doesn't matter because it's new media that counts.
No, because I think
so you've burnt your boats at the moment when you think Murdoch's power is in decline.
There are certain points in our public life when you reach a tipping point, when something changes fundamentally. And I think this week, Ed Miliband understood that, frankly, better than David Cameron. I think what we've seen from the Prime Minister this week has been genuinely disappointing, because I think the British public were revolted by what they've read and seen this week. And it wasn't a desire to take on Murdoch or to take on News International. It was a genuine recognition, I think, by Ed, that things have gone badly, badly wrong.
And how did David Cameron fail to match up?
Well, whether for reasons of personal relationships or for fear of what are very powerful individuals and powerful forces.
What should he have done that he didn't do?
Well, I think for one thing, concede that there needs to be a judicial-led inquiry where you can compel witnesses.